Welcome to the new High Road Brewery / taproom. Cheers. How we doing? Welcome to the latest video. Basically what's happened is I have went and purchased a hand pull pump beer engine, should I say, and that then started the snowball of completely gutting the garage of all the crap that was in it, and I've then moved that up into the attic where I've refloored the attic. So that's given me a whole load of space that I now have a chill out zone for my brewery, which is incredible. So there had to be something special, and that was the Beast of a Midlands Mild. So very lucky for me, the chosen beer for the Zoom brew day was a Beast of a Midlands Mild, which turns out would work very well on cask. So yes, here it is. And it's absolutely creamy chocolate. It's very kind of, it's not like a porter chocolate, it's like a kind of very mild. Let's see what I did. Very mild, and with that vanilla is just like, oh, it's like silk when you're drinking the thing. Because of the low carbonation, the things just sink down, man. I think the first time I hooked it up, I drank 4 pints in about an hour and a half, no issues, which is quite a lot for me, but not on the beer engine, that was for sure. And yeah, it's just been an absolute joy to have. So yeah, I've really enjoyed having the beer engine now in the brewery, and the way I did it was I've hooked it up, I've put it on a corny keg, and now I call it a cask with a K, and it's got a float ball dip tube on it now, so effectively it pulls from the top, and I've not put much or any CO2 into it at all. Effectively, I've put some head pressure on the keg / cask, and put some head pressure on the corny keg, and I'm talking 1-2 psi, basically enough when I just push it. I've set the wee white regulators, I've set the pressure on that, so when I'm pushing it, I've turned it and the gas is just coming on and no more sort of thing. So it's probably about 1 psi. And there was plenty of kind of carbonation when it came out of the fermenter into it, or very light anyway. So it just gives it this super creamy mouthfeel sort of thing going on. It's completely different to the draft system I've got. And it's that kind of way when, you know how when you go from bottling to kegging, it feels very much like that kind of jump to the beer engine. It just seems like this next level of difference again, and it's just so nice having. So yeah, it's been really good, and I'll just talk through the Beast of Midlands Mild. Now it's in the camera book, camera recipe book, and it's basically, the way I did it was 1.6 kilos of Golden Promise, 1.5 kilos of Vienna, 330 grams of 135 EBC Crystal I used, 2 tens of biscuit malt, 210 grams of biscuit malt, 100 grams of Craft Special 3, 30 grams roasted barley, and 70 grams of chocolate malt. Now, Rusty Homebrew, Rusty had done this before, and he complained it was too roasty, so instead of 100 grams of roasted barley, I opted for 30, because I'm not a big fan of roasted barley, and this is totally not a roasty beer at all. It's more of a kind of chocolate cream with the vanilla sweetness. And then it was just 15 grams of EKG at 60, 15 grams of EKG at 30. Then I put half a pot of flock in at 10 minutes with a half a teaspoon of yeast nutrient as well. And then a final 20 grams of EKG at 5 minutes. And then it was 2 vanilla pods. I did split it down the middle in the 2 of them, soaked them in Jack Daniels in a little takeaway Tupperware box thing for a day, and then I chucked the whole lot into the fermenter for another 3 days, I believe, after that. And effectively I had this brewed on the Saturday, and by the Thursday I was kegging it. So 5 days into the keg, and unbelievable. I drank 4 pints of it straight after, and it was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it looks like I've went calcium chloride heavy in this for myself. I've got a little bit of sulfate in my water, very little, like 20 parts per million, and I've used 9.18 grams of calcium chloride and 0.6 grams of gypsum and 1.5 grams of Epsom salts, but it was very much a kind of calcium chloride heavy soft water profile I was going for anyway. And yeah, my pH turned out 5.17 with no acid added, probably because all those kind of darker malts bringing it down. And yeah, normally the other thing happened was my efficiency. I normally get about 72% efficiency, and I've recently started to slow down my sparge to an absolute trickle, like turn the tap until it just starts coming out and then go with that. And this boosted my efficiency up to 78%. So it's been an absolute jump, and this is quite a high mash temperature, so I thought maybe it's the higher mash temperature of 69 degrees. But I've recently done my Verdant competition brew, and I expected it. I thought maybe I'll get 72%, and I've ended up with 82% efficiency, brewhouse efficiency now. So that's a big jump now from just changing my sparge to an absolute trickle. And I think what's happening is, instead of the grain bed, maybe I was sparging way too fast, and it was compacting the grain bed and then finding holes around the side, and therefore not properly sparging my grains. But just slowing it right down just seems to have upped my efficiency, so quite delighted with that. All I hope for now is to get a consistent efficiency that I can predict, so then my target gravities are all on point. That way I can brew the kind of percentage beers I want. So I ended up, instead of 1040, I got a 1045 starting gravity, and it's ended up, I'm sure, that's up in the fridge, 4.3% instead of 3.5, but it's not, it's what a beer, you know. So another cracking beer on tap here. So yeah, delighted at that, and I'm delighted at my new brewery setup. It's what a difference it's made. I've done a brew now in this corner setup. I think the beast of Midlands Mild, I had the table kind of along here, but I've now moved my fermenting fridges over to the other side next to the bar, and I'm thinking somehow maybe a better long-term seating in here so I can have a few mates round for some drinking. So yes. Anyway, I probably rattled on long enough, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button because all my videos are awesome. Like, hit the subscribe, hit the like if you like this video. Something different, big change to my brewery, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm spending a lot of time out here actually, and Sarah's probably loving it as well, you know. So yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Right, bye.